the holding company, and many of you guys have set up holding companies, and there's nothing wrong with having a holding company, but I want you to understand the difference. The whole purpose of a holding company is for asset protection, typically. So, generally speaking, the holding company is going to own real estate. It's going to own intellectual property and patents. It may even own investments, but there's no revenue coming to your holding company, right? So, the purpose of the holding company is strictly for liability protection. So, this is going to separate valuable assets from operational business risk. So many of you guys may have set up a holding company, but we don't want to use a holding company for funding purposes. We want to really repurpose one of your existing entities or use a holding management company, right? We do not want to fund the holding company. So the solution is we want to look for what I call a dormant LLC. So many of you guys on this call, I may have consulted with you and I asked you, did you have like an older LLC? Yes or no? And if you did have an older LLC, we probably want to use that older LLC and reposition it for funding as a funding entity instead, right? So when we look at the dormant LLC strategy, leveraging the entity age for max funding, if if you have a pure holding company and a dormant LLC, the dormant LLC becomes a preferred funding entity due to the established age, generally speaking, right? So if you have a, a old LLC, it doesn't matter the name because you can change the name. You can change the industry classification. If you have that dormant LLC and you're brand new in business, or you have an existing LLC that you've never done anything with, or that you've done stuff with, you may want to repurpose that LLC as your holding management company because that company is going to be the one that we leverage for funding, legal, and tax purposes. Let's reposition an older LLC or a dormant LLC and start to make that your management company or the main business that flows up. Now, asset protection purposes, we just want to have a pure holding company, right? For funding, we want to use that dormant LLC, and that's how we want to file the taxes. And then what this does is it allows you to convert that dormant LLC to a new management operating company, file the taxes under that business, because typically, to keep it simple, your holding company, uh, generally speaking, your holding company may be owned by the trust, but your holding management company, your management company needs to be owned by you. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Holding company owned by a trust, management company owned by you or your partners.